I think a key thing here is neither of them are going to be wanting to fight in the trees. Um, with their current unit compositions, I think we're going to see the skinks go along that tree line. Oh god, I wish we could see both army compositions at the same time.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Winter, what do you think?
Arctic, are you here? Is he in the
Yeah.
lobby? Oh,
But I can't see any army.
you can't see either of them?
Yeah.
Huh.
And anyway, unless it's Hayo, I don't think I can comment anything.
Oh my god.
Next, so wait, there's a losers bracket, right? Winter for you to play in.
Yes, there is.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Okay,
nice.
'cause
That's nice.
I want to see you. I want to see you take that.
I'm gonna burst
Dude,
out.
honestly, man, against the orcs, I think you would have. It would have been a really good call. If you would have had to deal with like probably large units, that would be your biggest thing. Be anti-large, but
So, you're going to face the loser of match 4, which will be Kugel or Dragonite.
Oh shit, that's gonna be hard. What the? What is this RNG, man?
It's RNG
Alright.
Pro, dude.
Lizardmen versus Lizardmen.
You guys said me up.
You mean? I faced GT Kong in round 1, okay? I don't want to hear any complaining.
Is he good?
Oh my god. Yes, he's good. Okay, so... from Stalixx, we got a heavy amount of skinked skirmishers. Which is interesting because these guys are all about the debuff. They don't really do damage. They're just going to constantly be pumping out poison. We do see Lord Croak to utilize those Winds of Magic. He has a Saurus bodyguard and a very dinosaur-heavy composition. From Stalixx, he's going to hide in the woods, so it looks like he's... Well, it looks like both players are taking a very defensive position. But with these skink skirmishers, I think that Stalixx is going to win the ranged war initially.
I think overall, it seems like, honestly, pretty similar comps. I think the classic Lizardman faction, he has a little bit more dinos, right? He's got the Celadon as well as Carno versus just the Carno. I don't know if there's enough anti-large for it to matter, though.
And the battle has begun. Revolt goes right on the attack. Stalixx is holding fast. Stalixx moves forward a little bit. Now these chameleon skinks are chameleons.
They are hidden, correct.
Yeah.
Very good Vanguard placement.
They are giving that Vanguard placement up a little bit as Stalixx emerges from the woods. A little bit. He is keeping these skink skirmishers hidden for the most part. I don't know if they're actually hidden. The trees are a little bit thin there. Revolt's trying to reposition, but he might get broadsided. I don't know if he can reposition in time. Oh, okay. So Stalixx isn't actually moving out? So a lot of Revolt's warriors have shields. I don't know what the wisdom of moving out the skink skirmishers this fast is, because it's not to deal damage, it's to debuff your opponent while they're in melee. No, it will take away some of the charge strength of these guys. The lines close. The Bastiladon starting it off with 4 kills.
Skink Priest summoned a Feral Manticore. That's good value for the gold right there.
We're seeing a kind of Gungan shield cast by Lord Croak over here on the right flank for Stalixx. Revolt is fighting off all of the dinosaurs of Stalixx as Krokgar hops into the melee with Grimlock. Two of those guys are routing. They are not rampaging. They're full on running. They should rally back into the fight shortly, though. Grimlock and the Carnosaur pretty unhurt. This Feral Manticore, though, is pretty hurt. It should be going down soon. Krokgar runs in to try and help out a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like Lord Croak is going into the melee there as well.
Yeah, he's riding his DX Racer, getting in on the action with his gaming chair. Only $3.99. That's a great price. Oh, looks like he's gonna cast away that spell.
Oh, but can he do this?
Grimlock and one of Stalixx's Carnosaurs go into mortal battle, but unfortunately, I mean, it's just anti-large, right? The dinosaur of Stalixx is going to lose to the dinosaur of Revolt 10 times out of 10. Revolt doesn't want to take the trade damage, though, and he is being debuffed by those chameleon skinks, so maybe not. Maybe this defensive Feral Carnosaur is going to win out. It's going to be close. Oh my god, Krokgar's on the rampage. And that means... Oh, okay, he's going to send in the Skink Priest to try and save Krokgar, and he narrowly does so. Only 600 health are left. In the meantime, Stalixx is winning over here on the left flank, I do believe. The Feral Carnosaur engaged against Stalixx's anti-large, and that's not going to go well for him. It's also constantly getting debuffed by these chameleon skinks. Mazdamundi still near full health. A lot of the units routing for Revolt, and I think we're going to see an early lead in this series from Stalixx. What do you guys think of the battle so far?
I think it's, unfortunately, it does seem pretty one-sided towards the classic Lizardman. I think he overall just played better with positioning, and that's all I can really say right now.
Yeah, I felt like Revolt was breaking through early on in the map, but with Grimlock engaging all the dinosaurs, dealing out massive damage, however, Stalixx was able to save them, get them back into the fight, and won through sheer positioning. A very low casualty map as well. 200 lost for Stalixx, 400 for Revolt, for Sphinx.
Yeah, that is definitely Cetra, absolutely.
Only 1 unit of skeleton archers, okay. Or 2 units, I guess. There's the Ushabti with the great bow.
There's the Ushabti, yeah. Very, very
Those
strong,
are going to be
very long range.
An extremely key unit in this battle.
Nice thing about Ushabti great bows is they can even hold their own in melee decently. They're not a terrible melee unit if they get run down. It does look like the anti-large variant of the War Sphinx, I believe. I do not remember the name. Uh,
Oh, it's okay. I don't remember either.
Necrosphinx, I believe it is. And it looks like he is going to upgrade it as well.
Yeah, he probably had a little bit of cash left over. But this is looking like our finalized stack from Revolt.
That Necrosphinx is going to do some work against the dragons, if he does bring dragons, for sure. Very strong anti-large unit.
Now there is a play where Stalixx could just meme with archers and spearmen, right? And but I don't think you want to do that against the Tomb Kings. Tyrnok chariots.
It does look like Cetra is on a mount, 27. I don't know if he is on a War Sphinx or on the Chariot of Gods. I would think that it's probably the War Sphinx, but it's hard to tell.
I would really not be surprised if Stalixx brought in a Tyrnok chariot as well. That can really... Elven chariots are so good at cleaving through skeletons, and within Undead Army, it's very key to keep your... what's the word I'm looking for? So you don't melt. Like the magic binding.
Yeah.
No, that's it. Magical binding. So your forces don't just evaporate. And the thing is, you know, your Sphinx gets surrounded. It can hold its own, but you're going to be facing that melt. And that's something that Revolt needs to look out for. Make sure his units are massed up. Make sure he buys time for his spells. And,
So now, I'm not actually sure. Are those Tomb Guard or Necrohara Warriors? Because Tomb Guard I think they're completely different units, if I remember correctly.
The Tomb Guard, I think, is the one on the right, next to the Archer. The 850 cost.
Yeah.
So that's going to be his anti-large, I do believe.
You got that. Halberd and the large unit there as well, the Necrosphinx, is going to be pretty key. Depending on what the Dragon Tamers bring, I could see a Terror comp, a lot of large beasts in there. I could see a range comp. I could see a lot. So
looks like Stalixx is in. Ooh, okay. Interesting. It's primarily archers and Lothern Seaguard. A couple units of not Dragon Princes.
Not Dragon
Illyrian Reavers are not good units. They just aren't. They're very low cost. I mean, they're not soaking up too much gold, but it looks like
it's not cost efficient.
Yeah, so we have Imric on his mounted dragon, but this is a very meme-ish build. This is a lot of arrows, but how does Stalixx buy time for all those arrows to be fired?
Yeah, he does not have any... Tomb King player does not have any mainstream cavalry, right? Obviously, he has the Necrosphinx, but that's definitely not a cav unit.
He doesn't have a light mage either.
There's no front line here for Stalixx. I mean, he has Lothern Seaguard, but he needs those Lothern Seaguard to fire arrows too, so... What does he do here?
I mean, if you put them on
be a stall game.
guard mode, the back Lothern Seaguard can fire as well.
I mean, sure, but this Necrosphinx is going to tear right through there. I think Revolt just has a flat-out better army.
Sure.
Ooh.
That's a Sun Dragon, correct? That the Lord is riding?
Yeah, that's a Star Dragon.
Star Dragon. So, if it'll let me... it won't let me click it because it's not in Revolt's army. Those who shop tea with the Great Bow sniping the Star Dragon would be a great start for Revolt. You can get a lot of damage done. This Necrosphinx is going to annihilate the Illyrian Reavers. And Stalixx is going to let it happen. Oh, you know what? You're right, this is the anti-large variant.
Mm-hmm.
So it's super, extra, ultra going to annihilate the Illyrian Reavers. Like, it's not even... he's just stabbing them.
If that dragon ends up ever going into a head-to-head and that Necrosphinx gets on it, it's going to be a one-sided slaughter of that dragon, most likely. But keeping that Necrosphinx alive and getting to that point in the game is going to be interesting.
It's like we're dealing with a little bit of lag, so the game's put itself in slow mode, but it appears to be clearing up a little bit. The archers of Stalixx are trying to focus down the Ushabti with the Great Bow. He knows what a threat that is to not only his lure... Well, wait. I thought Imric's not on the dragon. No, that's the dragon. Okay. But, unfortunately, Imric is on a horse, so he still counts as a large unit. And he's getting sniped down very quickly. This is almost worse than being on the dragon.
That Illyrian Reavers as well, they're not moving. That Necrosphinx is just going to tear them apart.
Here comes Cetra on his Sphinx, tearing through the ranks of Stalixx. And so he did something interesting here. He massed his units so they had, well, greater mass, and they could meet the charge easier. Oh, but there's the explosion on Cetra. It's one of his abilities he can call down, and the dragon is not looking too healthy. Imrath is getting hit very hard by the skeleton archers. Stalixx appears to be losing on all fronts right now. He needs to get good flaming skulls off with this fire mage, and that was not a great flaming skull.
Revolt is spreading out his army. He knows. I question the fire mage choice here. He should have went with a light mage with the net to pin the unit.
Oh no! Cetra's getting targeted down. He's going down so fast. What the heck? He's just being burnt down. He's melting.
If Cetra goes down, it's gonna be very, very hard with the disintegration effect that does happen. So.
All of a sudden, with one key overextension from Revolt, Stalixx is back in this game. He spread out his archers, and now he's going to take down these infantry and pick off key targets one at a time. The Illyrian Reavers have been left alone by the Necrosphinx. Now he's going in on the dragon, and he will win that fight if Imrath keeps fighting there. But the Illyrian Reavers tie down a unit of spearmen, and a lot of these spearmen are flashing. They are getting ready to start crumbling. There's the crumble on the first unit. Imric's trying to hold the front for Revolt. Or, excuse me, for Stalixx. Stalixx is just trying to buy time. But again, Imric's on a mount. He's dealing extra damage from this anti-large of the Necrosphinx.
That Star Dragon is coming down on the Necrosphinx. If that Necrosphinx does switch targets, that dragon's going to go down quick, but does he want to switch from the Lord is the question. That's a tough call.
Another Flaming Skull. Stalixx isn't doing too well with his spells. Okay, you know what? It went through that second unit of Spearmen and kind of redeemed itself. It's really going to come down to the battle between the Dragon and the Necrosphinx. Both of them are very low health here. Imric helping out from behind.
Realm of the Souls Ushabti is active as well, so there is a summon potentially for the Tomb Kings.
The Necrosphinx goes down! I think Stalixx is going to take this battle 2-0. There's a new Ushabti summon coming down from Revolt. It's just totally surrounded, though. Thanks for the follow, Megman Go Princess. Nice username. Unique. Tomb Prince is trying to get in on the fight. This dragon down to 600 health, but so is that Tomb Prince. Dragon's down to 500 health. The Tomb Prince is routing. Tomb Prince is gone.
That was the fastest change of battle I've seen. From one moment it seemed like overwhelming force, and the next just completely turned around.
These Ushabti with the Great Bow are almost out of arrows. They're trying to snipe the dragon. You know what? They're going to snipe the dragon. Imrath the Eternal is Eternal no longer, as he's down to 60 health. And there we go. A kill on the dragon. But Imric is still standing strong. A couple of these Lathern Sea Guards should get wrecked very shortly. The Spearmen should win the battle, but, I mean, this Mage of Fire is holding off the Tomb Guard on the left. The Tomb Guard are the ones that need to be fighting Imric, but they don't even have the health to do that. 1,300 left. Imric sitting at 1,700. One unit of Lathern Sea Guard is about to rout, but now all the frontline units of the Tomb Kings are routing. These Ushabti no longer can utilize their great bows. Here's a cavalry charge from the Illyrian Reavers. They shouldn't actually do anything here. Okay, well, the Ushabti aren't fighting. They're rushing to meet the Lathern Sea Guard. They will cleave through those Lathern Sea Guard, and, yeah, both those units will rout, which is a little bit unfortunate. The Illyrian Reavers are shattered. Lathern Sea Guard doing a little bit better. And that's it. Here's the crumble. GG.